I want to show you two ways to check your solutions on the calculator, one using a graph and one using the equation. So recall that we solved this equation when y equals 1, when f of x equals 1. We solved for x and we found 5 different solutions where y would equal 1. So here are our values here. Down below is where I solved it algebraically, and these are the values I got. Notice some of these, I'm going to use values actually with 4 decimal places when I check. So on my calculator, I've typed in 2 solutions, or 2 equations, sorry. So if I push tab and go up here, you can see I typed in the equation, the original equation. I also typed in a second equation, and that's the equation y equals 1, because I am specifically looking for x values that have a y coordinate of 1. So any point where this red line intersects the blue sinusoidal graph will be solutions. Now all I have to do is go to Trace, Menu, Trace, Graph Trace, and type in the solutions that I got. So one of the solutions I got was 6.8654. If I type that in, notice it lands right on that red line where y is 1. And that confirms that that is a solution. Another one was negative 2.8654. There's another one there. 13.1346. There's that solution. Negative 9.1346. There's that solution, and negative 18.8654. There's the 5th solution. Notice that shifted the graph over a little bit when I put that one in. If I want to shift it back, I'm going to push Escape to get out of Trace. Just hover your cursor over a white space, hold down your clicker until it turns it into a little hand, and then just kind of drag it back. And you can get it back kind of where it was before. Notice I forgot to mention that before I started checking my solutions, I did change the window settings on my graph. First of all, I changed my y max so that I could see the top of the graph. Secondly, I changed my x values from negative 20 to 20. They've shifted a little bit, but just to show you how to do that, in your window settings, I wanted to know all of the x values between negative 20 and positive 20. So I put those in as my x minimum value and my x maximum value. My original y max was about positive 6.7, I think. So I made it 10 so I could see the top of the graph better. So those are things you want to do first before you do the checking. Now another way to check your solutions is to just type them into the equation. Okay, so the nice thing is once you've done the graph, this equation is already typed in on your calculator. So if I go to Control Dock and go to a calculator page, and I type in f1 of x, notice it gives me that equation that I've already typed in. So if I want to check my solutions, I can type in f1 and type in one of my solutions, 6.8654, and I get, well, that's odd. Well, I'm going to have to pause and figure out what happened here. This is a good lesson. Look at this. On this page, I'm in radians. On this page, I'm in degrees. So when I typed this number in, the calculator thought I was in degrees and not radians. So I need to change my document settings to radians. And then I will push default. Okay. Now, if I go back and grab this again, there we go. That gives me 1. Now notice it's 0.9999986. Well, I rounded this number, and so this is going to be giving me a number very close to 1. So that's good enough. So I'll just do another one. One of my other solutions was negative 18.8654. See, that gives me another number close to 1. So that's another thing I can do. And of course, you can always type in your equation. 3 cosine of, this is a little more tedious, pi divided by 8, oops, where's the pi? let's try this again. Pi divided by 8 times x. Okay, x is the number I want, so I'm going to type in one of my solutions, 6.8654, 654 minus 2 plus 2. Okay, so I can type in the equation and just substitute my x solution and see if I get the correct y value. Once you've done it once, then you can copy it and then just go in and change. So another one of my solutions was -2, well, I'll do 13.1346. That was another one of my solutions. Okay, so all of these should be giving me the same y value, which is 1. And as I said, since my x value is rounded, my y value is not quite exactly 1. So these are all different ways you can check your solution on the calculator. Do be able to do the graphical way, though, because I will be testing you on your ability to understand the graphical method.